Today's sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Washington Commanders and the London Black Knights. One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? Kenny Nwagu now out of his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Let's go.
They start the drive with Cook. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Mond. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Mond to the air on 1st and 10. Complete. Smith has it. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
First down, here's the run with Cook. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. So they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10.
Watch out now, 50 Fury.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Mond looks to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Irv Smith Jr. from 8 yards out. And the Black Knights have struck first in this NFC title game. Extra point safely through. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. Now 1st and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders. At about the 32. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Well, speed is definitely a calling card if you play cornerback in this league, and he does a terrific job there of hustling in quickly to make the play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story as he was approaching 19 miles an hour on that one. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in third in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Seven yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Faking the handoff. Howell steps away. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
44 yards rushing for him now on the opening drive of this NFC title game. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Looking to throw. Robinson. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Off play action. It's Howell. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
And that is incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles's defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because...
Second quarter now, and it's London with the football as they've got it with a second down and 2 coming up.
Got it.
Here's Mon to Jefferson on the slant. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 13. It's a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
He finds his man, complete. It's Payne. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown! On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at a big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Extra point up and through, and that pushes the lead up to 11. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
But when the highlight is shown of this play, all attention is going to be on the person running with the football. But how about the group as a whole? Setting up that big-time return, yardage that we won't even account for in the box score, may help them win the game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
York able to send this one through. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
97.
Bond going to throw it. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the 1st half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
It's a quarterback sneak. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth.
But when you do call quarterback sneak, you don't mind if your quarterback's a little bit on the vertically challenged side, do you? Because he's just going to hide behind his big guys up front and be able to surge forward and pick up the first down.
This one brought in by Jefferson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. 2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp, and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Howell, and that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Howell. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Let's go.
Now they go play action with Howell. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Howell looking to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Howell to the air on 1st and 10. And his throw is incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. They'll go play action. Howell sliding out of the pocket. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Here we go. 43 rail.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Washington. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Down.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Ready.
On 1st and 10, here's Mon. He'll get that to Amir Smith-Marset. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 45-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. A 10th carry of the game for Cook. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mon. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Mond out of the shotgun. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 32-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
On the double. Ready.
Back to the ground, Cook. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down and 4. Mon. Throw left side complete. That's Payne. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Ready?
Up the middle, it's Cook. And they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Ready?
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Set, cut. Blaster.
Running for it, here's Cook. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Dalvin Cook taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Black Knights have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. The extra point up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. With a play fake, and now here's how to throw it. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. 1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They run it again with Cook. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just
touchdown! Justin Jefferson from 13 yards out. And the Black Knights are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields the squib kick right around the 30. And he goes out of bounds after a solid return to the 45.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that. With a Super Bowl berth on the line and trailing here in the fourth quarter, this possession gigantic. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now a dump off here complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. First down, Howell to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
That's out wide here for Robinson, and he'll be brought down at the 27. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. It's Howell with another throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Andrew Booth picks it off. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. Look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
93 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame as he goes over the century mark with the AFC title on the line. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. He's got Smith here. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. This is taken at the 15. Now on the return, oh no, the ball is loose. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game, and we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
Ready?
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Ready?
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. And this one is right down Broadway.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.